obviously disappointed in the result. Spent a lot of time down there with the guys. They are as well. Left some things out there. Some plays we wish we could have gotten back. Thought we started slow on defense early and had some bust early on that gave up some explosive plays. Can't let that happen. And then I think the biggest story of the game was third downs. Getting off the field on third downs and even fourth downs and converting on third downs, which we have to do and we did not do. But our guys fought hard like they do. They played hard like they do. They kept battling all the way, gave us a chance at the end, but just came up short. And coming up short, when you start off poorly, it's hard to reel it back in and get the win. So disappointed. I take all the blame. I told the guys in there, stay together. We'll get it fixed. We've got 4 games left, and we need to play at a high level a week from now against another good ACC opponent.
Okay, questions for Coach Collins? Please raise your hand. Get a microphone. We'll go ahead and start right here with.
Geoff, it seemed like they just were too physical up front on both sides of the ball today.
They've got a big physical offensive line. They've got a big physical front seven. But I thought our kids battled and they fought. We've come a long way since the last time we've played them. We've still got to get better everywhere across everywhere on the team. And I think the guys battled. They fought. I thought we did some things in the second half defensively to get some stops, to stop the run. And I'm proud of the guys, the way they battled, the way they fought. I thought our guys played physical as well. We had 2 young guys in there. We had William Lay in there at guard. We had Paula Tuve-Vapulu at left guard with some guys still down. Ryan Johnson was in at right tackle and battling versus 2 really good defensive ends that Virginia Tech has. So just the continue to mature and develop. And our guys battled and fought, though, and on defensive front as well. Second half, they came out there and played physical, matched it for the most part. The key story is third downs, converting on offense, and getting off the field on defense.
Okay.
Geoff, I thought the 2 big pass plays to Turner were significant, obviously, and it looked like maybe guys got their eyes caught looking the wrong thing. Is that an accurate assessment of things, or?
Talking defensively.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, we had. So actually, the very first one, the big one, the very first one, we had an injury sub. Somebody had to come on, and we ended up busting the coverage on that one. Gave a big explosive play. Wish we could have had that one back. Just some guys out of position, bad eye control. So that was obviously frustrating. And then the second one, it was actually a well schemed up play. The quarterback made a nice read and reaction. We had somebody for that guy, but then the quarterback is moving around in the pocket, and we just got to maintain eye control, eye discipline on plays like that.
Kelly.
Going back 11:22 to go, you get the ball. You have 4th and 2, I think it was, and
Yep.
Go for it there. Why the decision not to kick?
Absolutely. So we talked about it at halftime. We came here to win the game. The book said, and the decision we made at halftime was anything 4th and 4 less, we were going for it. And so we were down there, and then we had converted one earlier for a touchdown, and 4th and 1.5. Obviously, we expect to get it. We want to get it. Hindsight is always 20/20, but I told the guys everybody was on board. When we got in those situations, we came here to win the game. We were down there. Credit to them. They made a nice play. They got a stop. But that was, even at halftime, I told the guys in the locker room, told the coaches in the locker room what the plan was going forward.
Coach Collins, did the mobility of Burmeister surprise you at all? Did he look more mobile than you knew?
No, I said it Tuesday. I said it Tuesday in the presser. It's one of the fastest quarterbacks that we've seen, maybe the fastest that we will see. He's extremely athletic, and then anytime you misfit it, I mean, it adds another element to the run game, adds another hat in the run game that you've got to account for. And he's really fast. He's really dynamic and electric with the ball. So, no, it didn't surprise me at all. We knew he was that good. We knew what we were expecting from him, and he did a nice job. He's a really good player.
Go ahead.
To follow up on the question about the two pass plays, I remember earlier this week you were talking to those guys about trusting yourselves and trusting each other and communicate better. It seems like, obviously it's 2 plays out of 80, but, there are 2 significant ones. Is something not getting through as far as execution or coaching or something that you feel like is, a larger problem that you're not able to figure out an answer to?
It's we had 2 busts. One was not a bust. We just lost eye control on it. But I thought they had a great week of practice, a great week of preparation. But when those 2 things happen, obviously it's very deflating. But you just got to consistently have the eye control, the eye discipline, all of those things. There were some plays that they played really well on the back end. And again, there's guys that are rolling in back there, and we'll just continue to get better.
Kelly.
You're 1-4, I think, in games that you had a chance to win late in the game, and just kind of what's, I guess, the outward message to people looking at the program and kind of where you guys are at right now, and seeing just the 3 wins again, and frustration, I guess, kind of mounting too on the fan side of it.
Yeah, I'm just worried about that locker room and that team. We've come so far from where we were 2 years ago in this exact game, in this exact setting. Just the way the roster has been developed, the way the culture has been built, to put ourselves in position to be in those close games. But we have to win them. That's the expectation. That is the goal. But the growth and development, it's got to be evident. The guys see it. The guys feel it. The guys know it. We just have to not only put ourselves in these close games where we weren't even in these games a while back. We've got to now find ways to win these games, that we're actually putting ourselves finally in position to win those games. And, credit to the guys in the locker room, just continuing to get better. And regardless of who's out, who's in, they just keep battling and fighting and continue to try to find a way. And once it gets over, then it's going to be really, really good. We just got to keep battling and fighting to get to that spot.
Going back to the penalties, you guys have done a good job all year cutting down on the penalties.
Yep.
What did you see out there that led to some of the things that took points off the board today?
There's 2 huge plays. 2 huge plays. And I have opinions, obviously, in real time. And, obviously I'll go think very highly of all of our officiating. Know they do a great job. So I'll go and watch those 2 plays, see how we can coach it better, see how we can execute better. But 2 huge plays that would have been 14 points on the board. We end up with 3 off of those 2. So we've got to find out what it is, how to do those things better, so that, those 2 plays aren't huge plays that end up, having a different result in the game. But the officials communicated really well throughout the game. Obviously, what you see on replay or what you think you see in real time, you've got to trust them. They're professionals. They do a great job. And I know they have the best interests of the game in our league and all of those things. So we'll watch and figure out how we can do things better. But those were 2 huge plays, and so we got to figure out ways to coach it better. What are the things to execute things better that hurt us? We're one of the fewest penalized teams in the country going into this game. Our guys have bought into playing clean ball, executing at a high level, and whenever 2 plays get called back, we got to investigate how we can do better.
Couple more for Coach Collins, Kelly.
In this game and the prior game, you know, in kind of a must-score situations at the end of the game. Jameer hasn't been in the game. I'm just kind of curious about that personnel decision with the guy's arguably your best player on offense not being a part of the package. I'm just kind of curious if you could shed some light on that.
Yeah, I think we've got three big-time players in the backfield for us. There's certain situations we go 2 minute. A lot of the things that we do, JP's in, and JP is a great player, a great pass protector. You know, those kind of things, and those defensive ends, they've got a really, really good. But we have all the faith in the world in JP Mason, Dante Smith, Jameer Gibbs. All three of them are big-time players, and we have faith in them in all situations.
Anything else for Coach? Okay. Well,
Appreciate it, guys.
Ken.
But Ken's got one.
I appreciate it. That fourth down play, and obviously it's one of those, you know, damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of things. But like, did you think about was going under center a possibility, or was running outside? Obviously, you know, something different than what worked. Obviously, it's how did you kind of, what was the thought process of
Yep.
the play you ended up on?
4th down and 1.5 yards. Line up in the pistol, had a downhill run with a bunch of double teams, and you know, they stopped us, right? But I mean, the faith and the confidence we have in our guys, the love we have in our guys, they kept battling and kept fighting, and they will continue to do so. So we had a plan that going into the half. Going into the game, we were going to try to win the game in regulation. It was 4th and 1.5, so we made the decision, like we told the guys, and we were all on board with doing going into the second half.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.